Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, instructor for Intro to Computer Applications at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you an overview of this course, including covering the main points of the course syllabus, and just kind of get you started on the right foot here. So the first thing is, when you first go into Ozarka and you click on the link for this course, you're going to see the main page for the course in Ozarka, and it'll, of course, at the top it'll have information about this course, and then towards the bottom it will have any announcements that have been posted. On a regular basis, probably every day, you need to check the course page in Ozarka, especially the announcements, and make sure that you're reading through those announcements to remind yourself of things that are coming up due. Any kind of important information that I need to share with the class will be posted under announcements. Also, I will be recording videos throughout the semester and posting those on the announcements page. So just kind of get in the habit of checking the course page in Ozarka on a daily basis, just to make sure you're keeping track of what's going on in the class. All right. On the left-hand side of the page, you'll notice there are several links, and those links allow you to navigate to specific pages on the course site. The main one that you will use during the course of this semester is the activities link there, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But there are some other ones like course mail that you'll use as well, discussions and so forth. But let's go ahead and start off with activities. Let's go ahead and click on that. The activities page is basically just shows all the activities that we're going to work on this semester, whether it be assignments, tests, exams, discussions, and so forth. All the activities that we'll complete during the course of this semester. And you'll notice it's broken down into weeks. We have 17 weeks in the semester, so it starts off with one, obviously, week one, this first week of class, and then goes all the way down to the final exam week, which is week 17. All right? So it's just kind of broken down by week. Now you'll notice under week one, this first week of class, there are 3 items listed there. There's a getting started link, and there's not really anything to turn in for that one, but I'm going to go into that in just a minute, just so I can show you the syllabus and the schedule and so forth. There's also an introduce yourself link there. I'll talk more about that in just a minute as well. And then there's a link to download Microsoft Office 365. As a student, you're able to download Microsoft Office 365 for free on your computer. So, and I'll talk more about that in a minute as well. But let's go ahead and click on Getting Started. And you'll notice when you click on the Getting Started link, under the Resources heading here, you'll see several links here. Some of these links are also available on the main page here on the left-hand side, those navigation links that I talked about earlier. But some of those are just under Getting Started. So the schedule is basically, what that is a Word document that I've created that has all the activities from the activities page listed on it in table format. So it's easy to print. It's formatted, it's in a print format. So what I do is I provide that just more as a convenience than anything else. I mean, you can use the activities page just alone by itself without the schedule, but the schedule is just something that you can print out that's formatted for a printed page that you can put with your textbook if you want to, and mark off the activities during the course of the semester as you do them. And it's just a way to kind of stay more organized if you want to use that. But again, you don't have to. And then the next item there is the syllabus. And I'm going to go on into that in just a minute. And that's the main thing I want to do today, is kind of go over the course syllabus with you. There's also a link to the textbook. That when you click on that, it just shows the information about the textbook for this class, including the ISBN number. And I'll talk about that when we go over the syllabus in a minute. And then, of course, that last link there, you'll notice, is a link that allows you to download Office 365. It's basically the same link that I provided on the main activities page. All right. So some of the links are going to be available in multiple places. And you can use any of the links. It doesn't really matter. It's going to take you to the same place. All right. So let's go ahead and click on the syllabus link, because that is really the most important thing that I want to cover today with you, is this course syllabus. It is really the contract that stipulates the policies and procedures and things that we'll do this semester, things that you're responsible for, things that I'm responsible for, and so forth. That just kind of lays all that out. And it's good to kind of understand this, because this is what's going to guide, the syllabus is what's going to guide the activities that we engage in during the course of the semester. All right. So at the very top of the syllabus, you see the basic information about this course, some of the same information that you saw on the main page for the course. And then right below the information at the top there, you notice my information, my name, phone number, email address, office hours, and so forth. So just kind of look at that. Let me know if you have questions about that. The best way to contact me in this course, if you have a question that's related to this course, is to use the course mail link over here on the left-hand side. Remember all those links I just talked about? There's a link called course mail there that I'm pointing to. You can use that. That's what I would recommend you use when you need to ask me a question about this particular course. Now, if you're one of my advisees and you have a question that's not related to the course, then you can use this Ozarka email. But anytime you have a question that pertains to this course, it's better to go ahead and use the course mail link, because when I get your message, it's going to have your name on it. On the message, it's going to have the name of the course that it pertains to, and that's going to kind of cut down on any confusion that may happen if you send me a message some other way. All right? So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. And I'll try to, just in general, I am really good about getting back, replying to your messages very, very quickly. Usually it will be within just a couple of hours, if not a couple of minutes. But at the very most, I am going to do everything I can to get every message replied to at least within 24 hours. But again, probably 95% of the time, it's going to be replied to within minutes. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. So the first three main categories on the syllabus here are course description, rationale, and outcomes. And these are all closely tied together. So I'm going to kind of talk about them kind of all at the same time here. But basically in this course, we're going to learn how to use Microsoft Office. And the three main programs that are part of Microsoft Office. Specifically, we'll learn how to use Microsoft Word, which is a word processing program. Allows you to create Word-based documents like flyers and letters and so forth, and research papers. And then we'll also learn Microsoft Excel, which is a spreadsheet program that allows us to keep track of numerical and financial data, and create calculations based on that data, create charts based on those calculations and so forth. So it allows us to create things like worksheets and charts, graphs, things like that. to represent financial data. And then towards the end of the semester, we will learn how to use Microsoft PowerPoint, which is a presentation graphics program. It allows us to create slides and combine slides together to create a presentation. All right. And most of you are probably aware of those programs. Some of you may have used those programs extensively already, and some of you probably have used those very little. So that's kind of one of the challenges with teaching a class like this is I always have a lot of different levels of skill from students in the class, but that's fine. We'll be fine there. But basically, that's what we're going to be doing in this class is learning how to use Microsoft Office. And the basic rationale for a class like this is pretty easy to, I think, understand because obviously almost every business uses these programs on a regular basis. And so it's important if you're going to work for a business, no matter what type of business it is, you're going to need to know how to use this software. Also, it's important to know how to use this software for some of the other classes that you're going to take where you're going to need to complete things like research papers and projects and so forth, where you're going to need to take what you've learned in this class and apply it to other classes, projects and other classes that you will be doing. Just kind of read through the course description and rationale there and the outcomes. Basically, again, they're all closely tied together, and I'm not going to read it all to you, but that's basically, again, what we're going to be doing is learning Microsoft Office. All right. The next item on the syllabus is the textbook information. So you'll notice it shows the name of the textbook and the corresponding ISBN number. When you go to purchase your textbook, whether it's at the college bookstore or some other source, make sure that you verify the ISBN number. Make sure you're getting the correct textbook. There are different versions of the textbook, and so just make sure you take that ISBN number with you when you go to purchase your textbook and verify that you're getting the correct textbook. All right, this is what the textbook looks like right here. Of course, there's a little picture of it there on the syllabus, but basically just make sure, again, that you verify the ISBN number. Now, in addition to the textbook, since this is a class where we're learning how to use software, you're going to need the actual software on either on your computer, or you're going to need to use the computers on campus to complete your work for this class. And so that means that you're going to need Office 365. Again, there's a link in Miles Arca that you can use to download Office 365 for free on your computer. So you will need that software in order to complete the work for this class. Now, any earlier versions of Office earlier than 2021 will not work. So in other words, if you have Office 2016 or 13 or anything older than that, anything that's older than Office 2021, you will need the latest version of the software, which is Office. Actually, the latest one is Office 365. If you download it from using the link in Miles Arca, you will get the latest version of the software. All right. And let's see. One other thing I want to point out is if you have an Apple computer, you're still going to be able to download Office 365, but the process may be a little bit different than what it explains on the link in Miles Arca. And also, some of the templates that it wants you to use may not be available on your Apple computer. So when that happens, you'll need to contact me, and we'll work something out. I can either send you the template, or sometimes you can find it online just by typing in some search terms. You can find it and download it online. But if you have a question about that, just let me know. Now, if you're going to use a tablet computer, or if you're basically a Chromebook for this class, you can still use Office 365. It's going to be a little bit different process because you'll have to be online as you're using the software. So it'll be a little bit different process, but you should still be able to complete your work for that. But if you have specific questions about downloading the software or installing it, just let me know and I'll direct you to the correct place to help you out with that. But just kind of keep in mind that you'll need to get your book as soon as possible, and then also download that software as soon as possible so that you can get started on your activities for this class. All right. Now, in addition to what I've already talked about, you'll also, obviously, since this is an online class, you're going to need access to a reliable computer and internet connection. All right. If you don't have that at home, then you'll have to use the computers on campus to complete your work for this class. All right. So just read through that. Let me know if you have any questions about it. The next item on the syllabus is the methods of instruction. And this I'm going to let you just kind of read through. This is the basic methods of instruction that you see in most production-based classes like this. So just kind of read through that. Let me know if you have questions. Now, the main part of the syllabus that I really want to make sure everybody understands is the evaluation procedure section, which is the next section on the syllabus. This is the thing that most of you are probably wondering about and most concerned about is, how is my grade going to be determined in this class? What are the components that are going to make up my grade? Well, for this class, we're going to have assignments, or we'll have objective tests, we'll have production exams, and then at the end of the semester, we'll have a final exam. And you'll notice it shows what percentage each one of those represents as a portion of your final course grade. So just kind of look through that. Let me know if you have questions. I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes talking about each one of these. So on the assignments, you will have production assignments. What I mean by production assignment is you'll basically be given a set of instructions to complete a particular type of document in Microsoft Office, and it'll give you all the steps to complete, and it'll show you what the finished document should look like. And so as we go through the semester, you will be creating files or documents within these programs that I discussed earlier. In other words, Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Okay? And I will be grading those for completion and accuracy. All right? And I'm pretty good about, if I do have to count points off for something, I will tell you specifically, what you didn't do or what you did incorrectly, and what you should have done to get the points for that particular part of the assignment. So I think you'll find my feedback useful as we go through the semester. All right. The main thing on the assignments too is you want to make sure you start on them early enough to give yourself plenty of time to get them completed before the due date, because sometimes things are going to happen that are not expected, and you may find yourself in a time crunch if you wait too late. So the main thing I would say to be successful in this class is to get started on the activities early enough to give yourself plenty of time to get them completed. Also, it gives you time to ask questions if you do run into problems. Okay? So those are the assignments. Then we also have objective test. The objective test will be true, false, and multiple choice questions that will cover the concepts presented. In other words, the terminology that's presented in each module in the textbook. And so it's important to be able to complete the steps, the formatting steps in the program to learn that. But it's also important to know the terminology that goes with that, and that's where the objective test come in. Now, on the objective test, those will be taken online in Miles Arca, and you'll be able to use your textbooks and whatever other learning tools that you want to use for that. But just kind of keep in mind that those objective tests, you can take those as many times as you want to. Your highest grade is automatically recorded on those. So just let me know if you have questions about that. The next item under evaluation procedures is the production exams. We will take 3 production exams during the course of the semester, one over each program that we'll cover. In other words, there'll be one production exam that will cover Word, one that will cover Excel, and one that will cover PowerPoint. Okay, and on those production exams, those will be submitted online in Miles Arca. It'll be very similar to your assignments. In fact, you'll use your assignments to study for the production exams. And I'll tell you more about the particulars of the production exams when it gets a little bit closer to that first production exam. I'll send you a course mail and also post an announcement that will give you all the specific information. But for right now, just kind of make sure you're aware that you will be taking production exams over what you've learned from the modules in the textbook. Okay. Then we also will take a final exam at the end of the semester. That final week of the semester, week 17, we will take a production exam over each of the programs that we've learned. In other words, there'll be a Word component on the final exam, a Excel component, and a PowerPoint component. Okay, and again, when it gets closer to the final exam time, I will send you more specific information about that. But this section, this evaluation procedure section, is the one section I definitely want you to spend some time reading through the first week of class here. Make sure that you understand this, because this is going to guide what we do throughout the semester. So just make sure you understand it. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have about it. All right. The next section on the course syllabus is the grading scale. That's the standard grading scale that you see in most classes. So just read through that. Let me know if you have questions. The next item on the syllabus is the makeup policy. In general, I do not allow makeup work in my classes. But if you have a special circumstance that you feel like I need to consider, then just email or send me a course mail and give me all the specific information that you want me to consider, and then I will consider that on an individual basis. But just in general, the best thing to do to be successful in this class and not have to take zeros for work that's submitted after the due date is to get started early enough on your activities that you give yourself plenty of time, that you're not trying to do it right at the last minute and maybe not get it completed on time. All right? If you have questions about that, just let me know. The next section on the course syllabus is the attendance policy. Of course, this is an online class, so we're not going to be meeting face-to-face. But that being said, it's still important for you to keep up with what's going on in the class. And that means you need to be accessing the course page in Miles Arca at least once a day. Just to, if nothing else, just to remind yourself of what is coming up due. Because there will be work due just about every week. And so it's important to make sure that you're staying on top of that. All right. The next section here is academic integrity. and I do want to spend just a couple of minutes on this. Basically, academic integrity is expected of everyone, all students, and according to our policy, dishonesty includes claiming credit for work others completed, lying, plagiarizing, cheating on tests, and copying other students' assignments. Okay? So it is not okay to share assignments that you're turning in. Make sure that when you turn an assignment in, that you've actually completed that yourself. All right? And I will be looking for those things because I have had problems with that in the past. And so I will be looking for violations of this academic integrity policy. So just make sure that you, again, I think the biggest thing is starting early enough that you're not tempted to copy from another student, by getting in a time crunch. Okay? So just let me know if you have questions about that. And then the last few items on the course syllabus are things that I'm not going to cover specifically today. Just kind of read through those. Those are the standard portions of the syllabus that you'll see on every one of your courses. So I'm not going to read through those for you. Just read through those on your own and let me know if you have questions about it. All right. So that's the course syllabus. That's the main thing I wanted to cover today. Let's go back to the activities page here. So this first week of class, you'll notice there are 3 things there. Getting started, and that's, again, where there's a link to the syllabus. There's also a link to the syllabus over here on the navigation links on the left-hand side of the page. So the main thing I want you to do this first week of class is, or one of the things, is to carefully read through the syllabus. Let me know if you have questions about anything. The other item here, another item, is the introduce yourself discussion. Let me go ahead and click on that. What I've done here is I have posted some information about myself on this discussion thread, and I want you to read through what I have included about myself, and then click the reply button and include some information about yourself. Of course, your name, where you're from, your major, maybe what your academic and career goals are, your interests, your hobbies, whatever information you feel comfortable with sharing with the class. I would like you to add that to this discussion. And then as you, as the students reply to this discussion, I will also share some more information about myself. And this is just a way for us to get to know each other a little bit better. Even though we're not seeing each other face to face, it's still important for us to kind of know each other a little bit, just to be a little bit more comfortable with each other. All right, so let's go back to the activities page here. So we already talked about the getting started and the introduce yourself. The last item there under week 1 that I want you to do is download Microsoft Office 365. If you don't already have it on your computer, you'll need to download it. All right? When you click on that link, it'll give you specific instructions to follow. Make sure that you follow those instructions carefully. All right? So that you're downloading the full version of Office 365. Now, if you, as you're working on your assignments, and you notice that some of the formatting options that it shows in the textbook that it wants you to complete are not available on your version of Office, then that's a good indication that you don't have the correct version of Office. And when that happens, you'll need to go in and click on the Download Microsoft Office 365 link and make sure that you're carefully following the instructions to download the full-scale version of the program. There is a kind of a bare bones version of Office 365 that you can use on smartphones and other small devices that will not work for this class, because we will be doing some of the more advanced formatting options in the program. So any kind of scaled down version of Office won't work. And so that's why it's important to make sure that you follow the instructions carefully. If you run into problems, just email course mail me, and I will either I'll do the best I can to help you myself. If I can't solve your problem, then I will direct you to IT, and they will be able to help you. Okay. All right. So again, under week 1 there, those 3 things are due by Friday, January 19th. So just make sure you're working on that. The only one of those 3 things that you'll actually have something to submit will be the introduce yourself discussion. The other 2 items are just things that you need to do, okay? That you won't actually be turning anything in, but you'll actually be completing those activities anyway. All right? Then week 2 of the semester is the first week in which we'll have activities due from the textbook. So you'll notice there's a Word Module 1 Assignment 1 link. There's also one for Assignment 2 and Assignment 3, and then also an objective test link. Those are the activities that you will need to complete and submit by the due date, which is Thursday, January 25th. So between that date and the first day of class, you have about a week and a half there to get your textbook, download the software, and get started and work on those activities and get them submitted. All right. Now you'll notice there's one other item under week 2. It's the Word Module 1 Help discussion. That is a place where if you have a question that's specific to your assignments for this class, I would like you to use the Word Module 1 Help discussion, and that way when I respond to your question and I answer your question on the discussion board, other students that may have similar questions will be able to see that, and it may help other students in the class. So anytime you have a question that's specific to an assignment, I would like you to use that help discussion, and that way we can kind of help each other work through those activities. Okay? All right. And so that's really all I have for you for today. So I hope you have a great semester. I am really looking forward to teaching this class this semester. This is by far one of my favorite classes to teach. I've taught it just about every semester over the last 22 years that I've been here at Ozarka. So I'm very familiar with the class and some of the little things that we need to kind of work through in the class and so forth. But like I said, I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you have a great semester, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you.